invite you to please stand for the presentation of our flags. And Senior Patrol Leader Shauna Quintana, would you please join us on the stage for the call out?
Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Color guard hold. Color guard prepare to post the colors. Post the colors.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you to Troop 330. And now I would like to invite to the stage the chair of our Youth Commission, Chloe Oliveira, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Chloe, and thank you to the members of Scout Troop 330, Color Guard dismissed. And everybody can please be seated. I would like to start out by recognizing my fellow council members that are here tonight. Please stand. Sergio Lopez. Dan Furtado. And Elliot Scazzola. And finally, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Campbell, Ann Bivey. Calm down. I know she's very exciting, but let's calm down. Before I invite her to the stage, I would like to share just a little of the history of her with the city. Mayor Bivey has lived in Campbell for over 40 years. She served as our city clerk for 25 years. And in 2018, she was elected to the city council, and she's been serving mayor since December of 2022. And on a personal note, I'd like to say it's been an honor to serve on this council under the mayor for this past year, under Mayor Bivey's leadership. We have achieved several major accomplishments that she's going to be telling us about. So please welcome Ann Bivey. Now you can clap.
Good evening and welcome to everyone in attendance this evening. Thank you so much, Vice Mayor Landry, for the introduction. I really appreciate the kind words. We're excited to welcome you to this year's State of the City and would like to acknowledge the following individuals who have joined us this evening. And I have many dignitaries that I'd like to introduce. So if you could just stand and be recognized, and then we'll do one applause at the end of the introductions. Linda Swan, the mayor of the town of Los Altos Hills. Cookie Fitzsimmons, mayor, city of Saratoga. Yen Yao, vice mayor, city of Saratoga. Tina Walia, council member from city of Saratoga. Maria Ristow, who's the mayor of the town of Los Gatos. Rob Moore, council member, town of Los Gatos. Jason Baker, who is a former mayor and council member and now serves on the Campbell Union High School District Board. I don't see Jason. Oh, there he is. Jim Bell, who's the director of the Santa Clara Valley Water District Board of Directors. We have Suwana Gergau, who is the fire chief for Santa Clara County Fire. Brian Glass, assistant fire chief from Santa Clara County Fire. And Dennis Lawley, our deputy chief from the Santa Clara County Fire. Representing some of our state legislative offices is Alex Kobayashi from Senator Josh Becker's office, and Pablo Velasquez from Assembly Mark Berman's office. And I have Ken Johnson from the Campbell Chamber of Commerce, their director. And I think that's all the dignitaries that have checked in. I hope I haven't missed anybody. If I have, maybe you could signal me. Oh. Okay, I thought I introduced Cookie. I wouldn't want to miss it. So now is the time for a round of applause. Let's give this So tonight we look forward to the state of the city because it provides us with an opportunity to share with you the milestones we have achieved this year, the status of major city projects, an overview of the functions of our city departments, and the plans we have for the city moving forward. So let's begin. I would like to start by providing you with an update on the milestones that the city has accomplished so far this year. They include updates to the city's general plan, housing element, and zoning ordinance, to name a few. The shortage of housing is an issue that plagues the entire nation. To address this issue in California, cities are required to develop a plan aimed at alleviating the problem and ensure that the plan is updated every 8 years. The city's general plan is the mechanism we use to meet this challenge. And on April 18, 2023, the City Council adopted an update to the city's general plan known as Envision Campbell, completing a multi-year effort that entailed extensive community engagement. The City Council also adopted an update to the city's housing element, new residential design standards, and a comprehensive zoning ordinance update. Even more impressive, these updates were all approved at the same City Council meeting, speaking volumes to the collaboration between City Council, staff, stakeholders, consultants, and the community. We are very proud of our work, and this deserves another round of applause. The city's housing element, in particular, plans for approximately 5,000 new homes to meet the city's housing needs and was one of the first housing elements in the county and the San Francisco Bay Area to be certified by the state. To support implementation of the city's housing element, the city is hiring a full-time housing manager to oversee the city's housing programs. The city has also been awarded a grant from Destination Home to fund the hiring of an unhoused coordinator for 3 years to implement our homeless programs. I would now like to share with you an update on the city's current major projects, beginning with Measure O. Since the passage of Measure O in 2018, substantial progress has been made on the Campbell Library renovation project and the Police Operations Building project, with the City Council approving each project's plans, specification, and estimates. In addition, the construction bid opening for the library renovation commenced in August 2023 with an anticipated construction start date of October and an estimated completion date of June 2025. The construction bid opening for the Police Operations Building will commence at the end of this month with an anticipated construction start date in December and an estimated completion date of December 2025. And to add to the $50 million in Measure O funds for both the library and police building projects, the city has secured additional funds through regional and local grants totaling approximately $9.4 million. The Parklet program is a program that allows restaurants in downtown Campbell to block off and use on-street parking spaces located immediately adjacent to their business as an additional dining area for their customers. The program was created in September 2020 as a temporary program to lessen the economic and operational impacts of the pandemic. Due to the success and popularity of the program, a semi-permanent parklet program was established and approved by the City Council in October 2022. This program includes design guidelines to create uniformity among downtown restaurants. The city has since received applications to install parklets from 9 downtown restaurants, and construction is currently underway on 3, with anticipated completion by the end of the fiscal year. We continue to identify critical roles, invest in employee development, and take steps to ensure continuity. This is evident with all our new hires and our recent promotions to fill critical roles and invest in our departments to ensure great service to the city. I would now like to share with you the financial health of the city. Fiscal year 23 has been a good year, with many revenues meeting or exceeding pre-pandemic levels, as shown in the chart on the next slide. As you can see, in fiscal year 19, city revenues were $73.8 million and grew to $74.8 million in fiscal year 20. As the pandemic continued, the city was able to receive substantial federal aid to increase city revenues in fiscal years 21 and 22. City revenues are projected to meet budgeted levels of $103 million, with property and sales tax being the largest sources of revenue in fiscal year 23. This year, the budgeting process for the city's fiscal year 24 budget began with a special city council meeting on February 16th. And this year, the process emphasized priority-based budgeting, an approach intended to link city resources with strategic priorities of both the city council and the community. It was during this process that the city council set and confirmed the city's budget priorities as follows: long-term land use planning and housing, Measure O, financial stability, sustainability, community health and safety, and operations. I am happy to report that based on these priorities, on June 20th, the City Council adopted a balanced budget for fiscal year 24, with the city's operating budget across all funds totaling $92.2 million, and the budget for the city's 5-year capital improvement plan totaling $94.6 million. We have several major projects we are working on in fiscal year 24, including the Hamilton Avenue resurfacing project, the Climate Action Plan, and updates to our Economic Development Plan. Hamilton Avenue is one of the city's major 6-lane roads lined with commercial and residential uses, with connections to both Highway 17 and San Tomas Expressway. The corridor also has easy access to public transportation, including the VTA light rail station. The Hamilton Avenue resurfacing project will resurface the pavement along the 3-mile-long corridor from the western to the eastern city limits. While the primary focus of the project is pavement resurfacing, it will also incorporate complete streets elements to achieve multimodal options for the corridor, such as buffered green bike lanes and ADA curb ramps. Currently, design is underway on this multi-year project, with construction anticipated to begin in the summer of 2025. As the City Council identifies sustainability as one of its priority focus areas, it was critical for the city to have the adoption of a climate action plan as one of its top priorities for fiscal year 24. To that end, the city is hiring staff and consultants needed to support development of the climate action plan and anticipates work on the plan to start in the fall of 2023. Excuse me a minute, I'm a little dry. For updates to the city's economic development plan, the city retained a consultant to work with city staff to study and recommend updates to the plan that will focus on strengthening economic sustainability for the city. The city's strategy for updating the plan include a review of key economic drivers in the city's economy, including its retail, office, and industrial markets, and general fund tax revenue sources. An assessment of the city as a place to do business and as a place to live based on outreach and surveys in the community, and the development of a brand story and marketing plan. Updates to the plan are anticipated to be completed in this fiscal year. I would now like to highlight the day-to-day work of each city department and introduce our executive team members within those departments. But before doing so, I would like to point out that while the work of some departments may happen behind the scenes, the work of all departments is critical to the programs and services we deliver to our community. And this is even more evident in the teamwork and collaboration among our city departments that allow us to make Campbell a great place to live, work, and play. The first department I would like to recognize is the City Manager's Office, led by our Assistant City Manager, Brian Leventhal. If you would stand and be recognized, with the help of Assistant City Manager Angelique Gaeta. Thank you. The City Manager's Office serves as the professional administrator of the city and is responsible for coordinating all day-to-day operations and administration. Main duties of the City Manager's Office include overseeing all city departments, providing support to the City Council and Council boards, committees, and commissions, tracking federal and state funding and responding to pending legislation, and providing human resources and information technology teams to support all city departments. The human resources team is led by our HR manager, Jenny Lee Christensen. If you would stand, Jenny, and recognize. Thank you. The team's main duties include recruiting for vacant positions, managing employee benefits, coordinating training, and overseeing disciplinary matters. The information technology team is currently led by our intern IT manager, Ryan Favela. Ryan is back there at the camera. The team's main duties include supporting employee desktop users, maintaining the city's IT infrastructure, and managing the rollout of all citywide software applications. Major accomplishments of the City Manager's Office include reaching 3-year agreements with all labor groups in fiscal year 23 to provide for cost of living adjustments, market rate adjustments, and increased health care coverage, providing oversight and coordination for Measure O, the city's general plan, and the city's housing element, recruiting and filling key leadership positions, and deploying new firewall software for increased security citywide. Next, I would like to recognize the City Attorney's Office, led by our City Attorney, William Seligman. Bill, if you would stand to be recognized. The City Attorney provides representation and advice to the City Council and City staff to lawfully attain the city's goals and minimize risk. Main duties of the City Attorney's Office include representing the city in litigation, providing legal advice to the City Council and City staff, and reviewing and approving contracts and other legal documents. Major accomplishments of the City Attorney's Office include resolving the lawsuit involving illegal uses at 209 Railway, also known as the Red Barn, and reviewing and approving updates to the general plan, housing element, and zoning code. Next is the City Clerk's Office, led by our City Clerk, Andrea Sanders. The City Clerk's Office preserves and protects official city records and coordinates City Council meetings to ensure compliance with the Brown Act and other regulatory requirements. Main duties of the City Clerk's Office include preparing agendas and meeting minutes, responding to Public Records Act requests, serving as the city's elections official, and ensuring Brown Act compliance. Major accomplishments of the City Clerk's Office include conducting the 2022 general municipal election, resulting in the election of council members Ann Bybee to District 5, Elliot Scazola to District 4, and Dan Furtado to District 3, and hiring Deputy City Clerk Kristen Eppolite. Next is the Community Development Department, led by Director Rob Eastwood. Rob, if you would stand to be recognized. The Community Development Department is comprised of the following divisions: planning, building, housing, code enforcement, and economic development. Main duties of the department include approving and issuing permits and licenses, zoning and land use designations, and ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. Major accomplishments of the department include being one of the first cities in Santa Clara County to receive certification from the state for the city's recently completed housing element, accepting and processing 993 permits to date, and resolving 215 code enforcement cases to date. The Finance Department is led by Director Will Fuentes. Will, if you would stand and be recognized. The Finance Department is responsible for all financial records, planning and implementing the city's budget, and providing financial advice for the city. The department's main duties include financial accounting, annual budget development, accounts payable and receivable, payroll, issuance of business licenses, and serving as the city's cashier. Major accomplishments include implementing a new online business license application, implementing a new payment and renewal portal, and receiving the Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Award. And I would note that this is for the 30th year in a row, and that in itself is an accomplishment and deserves a round of applause. Our police department is led by Police Chief Gary Berg. If Gary could see, he's in the back there waiting at us. The police department is responsible for ensuring public safety within the city of Campbell and emergency response throughout the community. The police department is also comprised of the following divisions: administration, field services, special enforcement, and support services. The department's major accomplishments include leveraging technology as a force multiplier to proactively stop crime by implementing a drone as first responder program, one of less than 10 such programs worldwide, which is worth noting, and utilizing a flock license plate reader system. The Public Works Department is led by Director Todd Capurso. Welcome, Todd. The Public Works Department is responsible for oversight and maintenance of city-owned structures and implementation of environmental programs and ordinances. The department's main duties include traffic engineering, land development engineering, environmental management, and maintenance of city buildings, parks, signals, lighting, streets, and vehicles. The department's major accomplishments include completing the Campbell Park renovation project with a new playground, restroom building, and paved pathway to the Los Gatos Creek Trail, and completing the Harriet Avenue sidewalk project with new sidewalks on Harriet Avenue, allowing for a safe route for students walking to Westmont High School. Last but not least, I would like to recognize our Recreation and Community Services Department led by Director Natasha Bissell. The Recreation and Community Services Department is responsible for coordinating a wide variety of programs, activities, and services to meet the needs of our community. Its main programs include preschool, youth, teen, and adult classes, community center rentals and leases, heritage theater events and concerts, and Campbell Museum and Ainsley House events and rentals. In the last year, the department has accomplished a number of milestones, including enrolling 1,000 children in the city's Learn to Swim program, enrolling over 2,600 children in the city's 2023 summer programs, and coordinating the city's entire 2023 summer concert series. There's no doubt about it, Campbell is a great place to live, work, and play. I would now like to talk about the future outlook of the city. Looking ahead to fiscal year 24, fiscal challenges remain for the city, including inflationary pressures, rising interest rates, and banking failures. The economy is expected to be stable in fiscal year 24, but growth will likely be slow to flat, and the threat of a recession, while not definite, looms due to these challenges. While the city will look to grow resources where possible, it will do so in a strategic and fiscally prudent manner, with close collaboration between the City Council and senior leadership. In fiscal year 24, revenue sources that are expected to grow include property tax by 5.4%, transient occupancy tax by 23.3%, and state grant funding by 35.3%. However, sales and use tax revenues are expected to decrease by 4.2%, with the total budgeted revenue for fiscal year 24 expected to come in at $102 million. As such, we will continue with fiscal optimism balanced by caution. And where possible, the city will use its remaining $6.3 million in ARPA funds to support one-time and limited-term operational needs, capital projects, and community benefit programs. I would now like to take a moment to acknowledge our boards and commissions as well as our partner organizations and agencies. Without their commitment, we would not be the great city we are today. Standing and advisory bodies that make findings and provide recommendations to the City Council on a variety of issues impacting the city and members of the community include the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, Civic Improvement Commission, Historic Preservation Board, Parks and Recreation Commission, Planning Commission, Rental Increase Fact-Finding Committee, and the Youth Commission. And I want to acknowledge that there are several members of our boards and commissions here tonight, including the newly seated Youth Commission who had their first meeting this week. So welcome to the city. The Campbell Chamber of Commerce champions and promotes businesses citywide by holding festivals like the Boogie event and Oktoberfest and honoring members of our community with Firefighter of the Year, Police Officer of the Year, Business of the Year, and Person of the Year awards. This year, those awards went to Fire Engineer Luis Fedelizo, Police Sergeant Najib McGee, who's in the back of the room, the Sports Baseman, and Nicholas Welsenbach. The Downtown Campbell Business Association focuses on bringing businesses into the downtown by holding events like the Wine Walk, Bunnies and Bonnets Parade, and Campbell's First Car Show. Special districts that collaborate with the city to address local and regional issues include California Apartment Association, Campbell CERT, San Jose Water Company, Santa Clara County Fire, VTA, Savaca, Silicon Valley Clean Energy, Valley Water, West Valley Clean Water, West Valley Sanitation, and West Valley Solid Waste Management. Neighborhood associations provide valuable feedback to the City Council on projects impacting their neighborhoods and include the Campbell Community Center, Four Seas, Campbell Village, Downtown Campbell, Hammond Park, Hamilton East Homeowners, Moreland West, Pruneyard Dry Creek, and San Tomas West. Our school districts meet regularly with the City Council Education Subcommittee and city staff to discuss and address mutual issues and concerns and include the Campbell Union School District, the Moreland School District, and the Campbell Union High School District. An example of this collaboration includes the recent partnership between the city and the Campbell Union and Moreland School Districts on the School Crossing Guard program. The city also appreciates and would like to acknowledge its work with our federal and state partners, including Congresswoman Anna Eshu's office, Senator Dave Cortez's office, Assemblymember Mark Berman's office, and Assemblymember Josh Becker's office. If you would like to stay informed of city updates, please make sure to follow us on social media and visit our website at campbellca.gov. You can also download the Campbell Police Department's app to learn safety tips and to report public safety concerns, and you can use our Civic Plus app to access meeting agendas and times for our City Council and advisory boards and commissions. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am extremely proud to present the 2023 State of the City, highlighting our many accomplishments and encouraged by our positive economic outlook. I hope everyone enjoyed this opportunity to gain a better understanding of the workings of the City of Campbell. I would like to invite you to stay, visit with us, and enjoy the light refreshments we have in the back of the room. You will also have an opportunity to meet Lucas, our police canine, and Morgan, our police comfort dog. And before we end, I would like to take a moment and acknowledge the efforts of our State of the City planning team. If you would stand, please, and be recognized. Angelique Gaeta, Diana Johnson, Jose Cetino, Natasha Bissell, Lauren Merriman, and the Recreation and Community Services volunteers. It goes without saying that an event like this takes a lot of people to organize and put forth, and so I thank you all for putting on a great event. And I do want to make one mention. I see we had a late arrival, and I want to recognize Vinny Koo who is the mayor of the city of Palo Alto, so thank you for driving down. If any other dignitaries arrived while I was speaking? Okay, thank you. So enjoy the refreshments, everyone.